everyone, it is Susie, and I hope that you are all having a great weekend. Gosh, it seems like it's been a little while since I've done any videos. I think I uploaded a video last week and a short one for Sophie's notes, but not to YouTube. And I'm telling you, it has been a while. So anyway, I have a couple of journals I want to share. They're really fun journals. The images that are on here is from this Jeanne d'Arc living, and I think that's how you pronounce that. I actually had to look it up because I wasn't sure how you even pronounce the name of that, but I believe it's Jeanne d'Arc. So, but anyway, it is a magazine that I believe comes out of the UK. But anyway, it's Denmark. So anyway, it has some really beautiful images. I had went to a Junkapalooza in Aurora, Missouri a few weeks ago. And anyway, there was an antique store on the way called Fiona's that sells these, but these are some older issues. They're they had a sale that same day, and I picked up some of these older issues. So anyway, they just have great, really beautiful images in them, and that is what I actually used in these journals. Now, the journal itself, I did use the newsprint paper bags. I have some of those in the shop now, and they are really fun. The bags are actually the same size that I used. I used the 8.5 by 11, but for some reason, I'm not sure what I did. I guess it's when I folded it in. This little one right here measures 4.5 by 8.5, and this one measures 4 3/4 by 8.5. And I mean, you can kind of see this one is wider. So anyway, but they were still really fun. Some fun journals to make, and I love the creams and the whites and those colors that I worked with in these. So anyway, I'm going to do the wider one first. I'm going to have these listed in Etsy, and I will probably just call this one Dress Form Junk Journal number 1, and this will be Dress Form Junk Journal number 2. So that's kind of probably the way I'll go with them. And I just tied them with seam binding. I didn't put anything on the back of the bag. I used fabric for the spine. This one I actually covered the binding, and the other one I didn't. It's actually on the outside. So they're kind of different, and actually the images on the inside are completely different. Some new things coming to the shop, or whether actually already in there. Sharon has made me some medallions, and I have used them here. We have like this little small medallion, and then we have a medium and a large medallion. But anyway, they are so cute. The large ones that I have listed in the shop are have a little more starch on them than I think she actually uses most of the time. And anyway, so they're a little stiffer. And she said to be sure and tell you that if you do purchase any of the medallions and it's a little more heavily starched than what you like it, just spritz them with water, you know, just spritz them with some water, and it'll take some of that starch out of there, and then it can be the texture that you like. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that. But anyway, this I think I have some cappuccino and ecru and cream and white is what we have in the medallions. So anyway, I did use some of these in my book. And then also another fun thing that's getting ready to come that I did use in the book is she's made some new trims. And I don't have these in the shop yet, but they are so cute. She made me an ecru and a cream and a white one, and they are so cute and so dainty. I just absolutely love them. I think I have some cheesecloth and stuff on these, but But anyway, so cute. But these are going to be something to look forward to coming in the shop. They just haven't made it yet. But anyway, I've used them in this journal. I think I used it in both journals. So on this one, I've got some vintage trim here. And then I have a rosette with a little button in the center. I've layered it with a fan that has the pearls. And then I actually have cheesecloth and one of the medallions underneath. So I've kind of laid that and then some vintage trim there. And like I said, the back I've kept pretty plain. This is just an image from that magazine that is absolutely gorgeous. This is a pocket, and here's one of the small medallions. This is in the ecru color right here, and I just placed a button on it. Here's a tag. So cute. And this is just some lightweight cardstock there. And then I've just used some DCWV paper that you can get at Michael's that's on that roll. Use some vintage papers there. That's a vintage paper. Here's just a paper bag, a brown paper bag that's been copy dyed, and I just added a little copy stain tag, and then I just did some collaging. Some of my copy dyed seam binding, which I do have in the shop now. I've made some of that. And then I've just got a little pocket there. And there's that. Just some journaling paper. Here I've done a lot of collaging. Another pretty image from the magazine. Here's some of that trim right there, that new trim. I just love it. It's so dainty. And that just goes in the glassine bag. This is one of those extra large glassine bags that I'm carrying in the shop now that I use there. This is another beautiful image, and I did all black stitching in both albums. Here I have added another little, I made this a little booklet just with one of those craft glassine large bags. I just actually cut it down. And then I did some collaging. It has a shutter on it. So cute. And then you could actually put something in these if you wanted to. So anyway, but I just made a little journaling booklet there. And that slides in there. That little pocket. This is vintage ledger paper. Here's just some music sheet with some collage on it. More collaging. That is actually, did I leave that a pocket? Nope, I just didn't. I need to glue that down some more. I thought maybe I had that as a pocket. But anyway, I don't. Here is some more of that vintage ledger. And then here is another craft glassine here, one of the waxed bags. I did some collaging on it. Got some little ballet slippers. Here is a little vintage alarm clock, and I'll probably put some backing on there. I just it looks like I forgot to do that, but I will put some copy dyed paper on the back of that. And then here is just some journaling paper there with a little decorative stitch. I will leave that alarm clock one out so I remember to do that. And then here I've got some I believe these are the French cards here, and these came from Denise's shop. I don't have the French ones, but I do have in my shop some German and some Greek. So those are always fun to play with. And here's some more collaging here, a little fold out. You have to kind of turn it this way to see the beautiful image on it. And then here, of course, is the center of the signature. Here I've got it on just a pretty image on some fabric here. And then I've just actually got it placed on the little flap there, and I've reinforced it with a little linen tape there. Here I've just collaged some tissue paper and a pretty image from the magazine, and that's on that craft bag. And another place for journaling there. And some more collaging here, just different fabrics, different textures there. And then here I've made a pocket out of the bag, another just brown paper bag that's been copy dyed. Got some little tags there, a little eyelash trim, and then more collaging on the back of that music paper. Then here's another beautiful image. I put a lot of images in here because I just thought they were so pretty. This is just a piece of copy dyed cardstock with a little copy dyed seam binding sewed on it, and that just kind of goes there, and it just almost looks a little decorative there for the image. And then here's another one of those extra large glassine bags, the other half of it. Did some collaging with some of the magazine. Here's another image. It's really pretty from the magazine. It's got some eyeglasses and just really, really cute. Some of that pink vintage paper there. Here's another little pull out. It's just a nice little glass with some little rosebuds, or might be wild roses or something there. And then I just added a little place for journaling there. And then this is the back of the book. I added another little fabric pocket. This is vintage, and some more little tag cards there. So, and then some rosettes just layered. So there is the dress form number 1. Super fun, super fun. And then here is my next one. Now this one here is just as just as fun. I use different images in it. Of course, when you have a magazine, you have to use different images because you don't have two of the same. But this one is a little narrower, like I said. I did end up collaging, as you can see. I've got some collaging here of the rosette, the little small medallion, and some cheesecloth. And then there's my binding here. I said that this one here I left out. You can see it. Some vintage trim. Just backed it in some cheesecloth there on the front. And then on the inside here, I have I made a little booklet just for journaling. It sits in the pocket here. And of course did a little layering. Some little cream rosettes there. Here's just one of those little library cards that's been copy stained and kind of trimmed to look like a tag. I've got those in the shop. And then my little copy dyed seam binding there. Here's some more seam binding just sewed on the page. Another glassine bag. There's some more of that new trim. I can't wait for her to get that in the shop. It is so pretty. So dainty. And then, of course, these beautiful images that I absolutely love. And then this one here, I used a copy stained doily, one of the large doilies in it. Here's another little pull out. I've just sewed a little stitching on it. This is just a little outside scene. Of course, you have to flip the book to see it, but really, really cute. Here's another pretty image. I've just made a little pocket out of it. Just a little booklet there to journal on. This is just collaged on the craft wax bag. Here's a little book that I've made. Another image there. And then it has pink paper in it, and just a small booklet to journal in. This here is just super fun. These were really fun to make. I had actually wished I had gotten a few more of those magazines, but we always wished we had done more, bought more of something after the fact. This here, I've made it a flip because I wanted you to be able to journal underneath it. And it's collaged with some vintage trim and then some of that new trim that Sharon's making. And then here's some more little collage with an image there. This here, I've got two two really small little pockets here on a music note sheet. Now these are my Greek vocabulary cards. They are so fun. I actually love it. Love it, love it. But these are the Greek. I just love the way the writing looks on that. Some more of that, and another little image that I've just made as I stitched it on the other part of a flip out there. And just some collaging there. It's not a pocket or anything. It's just collage. Another one of the little medallions in the white. This is the small medallion. Added a little washi tape and another little vocabulary card there. Center of the signature. Here I've made a little fabric pocket. This is vintage, of course. And then I used the wax glassine bag and made this teeny tiny little booklet here, which I thought was fun. And then another little vocabulary card there. Let's see if I can get that in there. And then another flip out here. This one has a dress form. It's really cute. Has a really pretty dress form. And then this side, I'm not sure what's on this side. Oh, it looks like a little kitchen or craft room or setting room or something there. It's really pretty. I love all the white. And then I've just got a copy dyed tag with some that washi tape and music sheet there. And I did reinforce that with some washi tape. Here's another little of the glassines. Another one of my little Greek vocabulary cards. This here is a large medallion. Now this is one that's got a little extra starch on it. But I didn't mind it, you know. But like I said, if you do purchase any of those, she said just spritz them with water and, you know, just keep doing it till it gets to the consistency that you like. But anyway, that's just for journaling. And then I did not put anything in this bag right here. That is for you to fill. And what I did was just actually just put the antique. This is actually an antique pin right here that came off a really old something I purchased. So that's an actual antique there. It's rusted from age. And then here's a collage here that I've done. Another little image that I've just added on the other side of that flip, that little piece that has to stick out. But anyway, I added that, and of course a place for journaling. Other side of the doily. This is the other half of that large glassine. I made another little tiny pocket there. This is a vintage fabric with a vintage trim that went on it. And this is a little bitty book. And then of course my collaging there that I've done. Here is the image. And this one I wanted to put a little bit of the green garden look, which I thought was really pretty, that came out of that magazine. And then here is some more seam binding just sewed on there. And then this is the back, which is another flip. It has collage on it. And there's a collage on the back side of that. And it just flips with the fabric there. And here's some of that really pretty new trim. But anyway, guys, this is the journal. They came out so pretty. I love the colors of these. They're absolutely darling. So anyway, that was my 2 new journals I've been working on actually the last couple of weeks. So, but anyway, I hope that you all have a great weekend, what's left of it. And like I said, these are going in the Etsy shop, and I've got the new medallions and all heading in there. So if you haven't been over, I've added a lot of new stuff over there. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.